Well, he attack me. But Jaden Chase, they have to make the fans them know what really are going on.
Blessings Nation, and now welcome to the channel. Yeah, man, Jaden Chase. Another one that we're going to bring on another reasoning on the topic of current affairs. So if you're new to the channel, just a pass through, but to find the reasoning insightful, well, I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon and let your voice be heard. Like and share the video and drop a comment in the comment section. Now, let's get right into the reasoning. Now, Nation, some have stated that progress is sometimes a slow process. And the way the Indecom investigation and investigators dragged their feet, it led many citizens to wonder if Indecom did not want to have the officers charged or the officer in question charged. Well, finally, we have good news, Nation. Indecom has confirmed that they have completed the Nzinga King trimming probe and have found the officer guilty of her actions. What is also shocking is Indecom's statements that its investigative file and commission's report were submitted to the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the ODPP, from as far back as November the 11th, and stated that the case is now out of their hands as they are now awaiting the ruling from the DPP herself or her office. Justice must be served. This case must be used as an example so that the JCF can know that despite the task that they have been given, the task of policing a troubled third world country, human rights must be respected. Civil rights must be respected. Officers cannot be allowed to operate outside of the law and then tell the nation that it is for the greater good. That is the same mindset of criminals operating outside of the law for their greater good. Now, Indecom also stated that during the assessment, the ODPP may rule for criminal charges to be brought against the female officer in question. But that is not the office's only option. They can rule for disciplinary action. And of course, if criminal charges are placed against the individual, she faces the full weight of the law as it is stated and enforced by the judicial system. However, if disciplinary charges or disciplinary actions are recommended by the ODPP, that would leave the constabulary force in control of the type of disciplinary action that is taken, whether she's removed from the force, placed on desk duty for a couple of months, or whoever them do that by. Because I've always heard of officers being put on disciplinary action and being placed behind the decks, maybe losing a small percentage of their pay, but still earning a living, still carrying the state-issued weapon, and still a member of the JCF. And that would mean the officer in question would walk free and return to her job the very next morning. However, based on the new findings and the fact that Indecom has confirmed Nzinga King's statement, any ruling of the ODPP will not affect the complainant's ability to pursue her civil remedies, meaning she pursues a civil case against the individual in question, the ODPP ruling will not affect that. She has already confirmed, based on statements made by her attorneys, that she will be seeking compensation from the government for what has taken place. And the citizens' voices have been heard that she should receive compensation because what the cops did was uncalled for. And we have heard the statement of the officer in question. And if we want to do a video upon it, we can definitely do a video on the statement made by the officer herself. At first, the case was, no, they don't know how our locks were removed while in the custody of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Then they suggested that maybe she did it to herself, until we raised the question that how can you have an individual appear before a court judge, then placed after arraignment behind the bars, with no officer bothering to search the individual to see if she was carrying something in which she could use to cut her own ear? After hearing the public outrage and seeing the disgrace that would show, they have now finally confessed and given the truth about what occurred, and now stating that they did it in the interest of Nzinga King herself. How? And why is it that the officer took so long to give that statement? And if she had made her statement from the initial part of the investigation, why Indecom takes so long for decide to say, alright, we found the evidence, we find the guilty of the actions, and we have put it forward to the prosecutors now for decide if they're going to prosecute you? Why it takes so long? Why the whole heap of cover up? One thing for sure though, the community relations and the community ties between the Four Parts police station and surrounding communities have definitely been eroded by the wave of accusations. And as I'm saying, it's a hard task to have officers patrolling communities in which the individuals there feel like officers are not there for their benefit. It's a sad situation now that Rastafarian females are now worried if a situation should ensue with them and law enforcement. Them I wonder if, after being placed behind the bars, if officers are going to choose to cut them here, infringe upon them human rights, them religious rights, all of them rights completely. And then the investigative bodies that are there as safeguards, safety nets, for when officers get it wrong and need to be reminded, say no, this is not the way. We see these investigative bodies that drag them foot. Almost like them never want to release the report. Almost like them never want to complete the report and file it and hand it over to the ODPP. For say what you know? Yeah man, this is a case. There is definitely a case there. Now we are wondering what will be the ruling from the DPP. And we know the track record that in many instances there have been numerous cases against JCF. Numerous officers and their actions have been called into question in open court. But in majority of the situations, these officers are always released, whether during appeal or even from the initial trial itself. Whether because of lack of evidence or whatever the case may be. There's just maybe not that same zealous to prosecute members of the security forces as there is common citizens. Some would state. But talk to me in the comment section. I said the one called JNC is a news correspondent, and if you're new to the channel, it's a pass through. But they like the reason, and of course they like the point of view. Well, I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon and then the bell icon and put it on all. And this is how you know you'll be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made. Remember to share the video. Yes, the arrow icon you use to share the video. So you can tell a friend, tell them sister and them brother them for check out the channel, for the reasoning, join the discussion. You join the discussion via the comment section. It never lack yet. Open 24/7. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and list your opinions right there. And you can contain the reasoning from the comment section. As I almost state when the reasoning starts, some have said that progress is sometimes a slow process. But at the end of the day, well, finally, the case is ready. And Nzinga King can get some form of justice from the judicial system. Because we're going to be the ruling from the DPP herself. Right now, the spotlight is on her and her office. Talk to me in the comment section. And to the reason again, live, love, and prosper. Stay tuned.